Welcome. Today our guest is Jenny, and she has a little different case for us to be working with. We'll let her explain in just a minute, but let's give you a background of what to expect. I'm Cara Lindell. I'm the founder of the Bridging Institute, where we are helping your pain and coordination and balance by resetting how your muscles coordinate, and then your pain goes away. My background is a little different. It's systems engineering and medical exercise. So we take a very different approach, which you'll see. So Jenny, what'd you have last year?
Well, actually, it was last month. I
last
had
month.
surgery on my sinuses. They had to go in and clean up a deviated septum that wasn't fixed properly about 8 years ago.
Oh.
So afterward, I felt like my neck was really bothering me. Lots of tightness in this area.
Okay. Is it affecting sleep or work or?
I'm waking up a little sore when I'm sleeping, and I do have to work in this position a lot, so I'm having a lot of more tension and tightness in my neck than usual.
So this is I have a feeling there's a lot of you out there who've had deviated septum and surgery, and maybe your neck is not feeling quite right still. So we're gonna see what we can figure out with what happened and let those muscles that have gotten thrown off their game to get back together and get her head supported better. Let's just check in with a quick balance check like we often start, and I'll check some other things as we're finishing up just to make sure that she's all centered and moving. So come on over here, and I'm going to be right behind you, and I'm just going to move a little bit side to side because we want to, sometimes when the head is thrown off from dental work or other concussion, what have you, balance can be affected. So we're just going to see, I'm going to go a little bit one way and then the other way. And she's kind of centered, but nothing's very easy and flowy. So let's see about turning. Turns a little to the right, not to the left. So we'll see what that's about. And then forward and back. Again, there's an ease and fluency that could be a little bit nicer. Have a seat. Let's just check in with that. How you're working, how your core and head are working when you're not standing. So same left and right. So there's just not a whole lot of movement. It's just a tiny bit. And then turning, so she turns a little to the right, not to the left. So I also, because of the surgery in the nose, I want to see what's going on with her head. And she's got a tight neck. So I'm just going to hold really gently on either side of her jaw and her ear, and we're going to move one direction, and I move to the left and her head is stuck there. Like I'm trying to put it back to the center. I know you can move it, I've seen you. Oh, there it is. And we're going to turn. It doesn't want to turn. It turns a little to the left and forward and back. Wait a second. So back it starts to move more. So you do know some things about the surgery. How did they have your head that you're aware of?
They had me tipped back really far so the doctor could access the sinuses.
So kind of like up and back.
Hyperextended, yeah.
Okay, well, I think let's try to position her in the way that her shoulders, and we may not be exactly the same as what happened, but if we get close enough, then we can support her head and just let these muscles relax, because right now they're doing the best they can, but her head is not quite centered. I think what I'm going to have you do is, with your shoulders, lay back over on this, and then we'll be able to tip your head backwards, and I'll support it. And okay, so just wait, does that not feel, do you want it closer toward you or no, here? There. Better?
Yeah, that feels good.
Okay, so I'm just holding at where her head seems to just naturally fall. And it's actually starting to fall off to the left, and I'm just following it. But I'm supporting the weight from her head in my hand, and I'm also supporting at the neck in the left hand. And I think that I said that wrong. In my right hand is her head. But her head is also to the left, so the right side of her neck is stretching out and relaxing. Goodness, how does it feel?
It feels really tight on the left and like a nice stretch on the right.
Yeah, I'm waiting for I'm just following where your muscles are kind of going to, and okay, now they're going back further. Goodness, I'm going to support underneath a little bit better because I don't want it pinched so much at the top of your spinal column. And so I am not guiding or trying to move her head in any particular direction. I'm just trying to keep a light tension through the muscles at her head and her neck. And so right now they've kind of stopped. They're not moving in any one particular direction. And now they're regrouping and going to the right. And they're a little stuck. You had showed me earlier that your head came back even a little bit further. Oh, there it goes, a little bit further. Yeah. So again, I'm supporting with my left hand the upper part of her neck so that it's not too compressed. And it almost there, it felt like it just relaxed at those tiny muscles at the top and not quite recentered. Your head's still off to the left a bit. And there. Okay, that's the first that I felt the muscles on the front of the neck want to actually start to get in the game and do some work to lift your head forward. This is where all the movements stopped. So I think everybody's regrouping here. Your head is still way to the left. Gosh, makes me wonder, what did they really do? And coming actually a little bit more to the left. Is that okay? And there. Oh. Okay, now it moves both directions very easily. I hope that feels good.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. And so I would like her head to tip backwards, but with control. There we go. And she's starting to sit up, like her head is starting to attach to her chest. Yay. There. So all the muscles on the back of the neck into the upper part of the shoulders just regrouped and as a continuous line are flowing. So the motion flows through that whole area. And I'm hoping to see a little bit of breathing happening. And if I guide your head, let's see if you just sit up. You do. Okay. So I'm going to let you scoot toward your feet a couple of inches and then let you lay down again.
Okay.
And let's just see if all the movement without support is all centered. So to the right side, or from the right side, from the left side, turning right, turning left. Love it. Going back, going forward. Wonderful.
I feel taller.
Yeah. Oh, it was like a little turtle in there. I'm going to see if shoulders move. And they have some bounce to them. All right. And we always like to know that arms and legs actually go together. So we're going to turn her core a little bit. Very nice. And then the other side. There. So for those of you who have seen more of our videos, you'll notice that's one thing that we always do. We call it our bug roll, like a dead bug, just to make sure that movement with the core is centered when we're using the arms and the legs, because in life we're using arms and legs with our core most of the time. So come on up and let's see if moving in your core is a little bit easier now that your head is more centered. And I am not pushing any harder, which you can tell, right?
Yeah.
And look how she's just bounced. There's not a ton of movement, but she's bouncing from side to side just very fluently. And then turning, much easier, springs back. And she turns to the left now and springs back. Love it. And with your neck, I'm supporting in back with my thumbs at the base of her head. and just holding, and we're going to check and see if the movement is easy to one side and easy to the other. They match. And then does she turn? Yes. Uh-oh. Doesn't go to the left. Do you have any sense of like one side of the nose itself being a little more extensively aggravated, or?
The right side was.
Okay, so I'm going to let you hold, like put a finger and put a little light pressure there. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to. So a lot of the, what we cleared up with the neck muscles, how they're holding the head, was from the positioning during the surgery itself. This is we have facial muscles. They are on the front of our face, and they can be affected too. So I'm letting her just hold on to that while we coordinate a few different moving parts and hopefully get some better movement from the facial muscles all the way down to the neck, because they all connect together. Okay, and let that go. Let's see if that's enough. There. Does that feel better?
A lot better, yeah.
Okay, so another little detail. I'm going to hold by her jaw, just the little space between her neck and her jaw. And I want to feel that it's even, and the right side is a little bit tighter. So I'm going to use the back of my thumb to hold space there. And Jenny, let's do both sinus sides and both arms. So just take a little pressure, use your fingers and put a little on both. And let's try to match up whatever that facial muscle disruption may have caused to how her jaw is situated. And it shifted. There. Did you feel that move around?
I did. It's amazing.
So I'm just kind of playing, because jaws are really nice when they can move more easily. Otherwise we carry so much stress there. Okay, and you can let those down. And turning. Oh my gosh, it's so easy. Is there any other place that you've noticed any tightness?
Through my neck and shoulder, primarily on this side as well.
Is it better right now?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to check one other thing with her shoulders. I'm going to hold from the elbow. I'm going to lift up. And they both lift, raise and go down equally. And then do they come back? Yeah. So hopefully most of that neck and shoulder pain will be a thing of the past. And hopefully you'll still be able to breathe better. So stand up. Let's go back to how we started. So let's just see what her standing balance is, because if her head was a little off center, her vestibular system may have been telling her brain to really kind of lock down some of that movement. And that is way different. Mm-hmm. And we did nothing to your core or your feet. And you had mentioned to me earlier that your feet or ankles had been stiff lately.
Yeah.
And I can see that they may have been trying to help kind of keep you steady, since your head was a little off center. Yeah, your body's just like flowy, moving around. Very nice.
Yeah, feels a lot looser.
Yeah. Okay, so quick recap. You can sit down if you want. So Jenny had deviated septum surgery last month.
Yes.
Not last year. And that's mostly recovered, but she's had so much tightness and stress in her shoulders and her neck. They did not move. So there were two parts to all of what was going on. Is the position of the surgery with her head tipped so far back disrupted how the muscles around the neck and the shoulders work together. And then the actual sinus muscles through the facial structure were a little bit off. And that was affecting just some of the tension in the front of her face and then at her jaw. So, yay, that was cool. I don't get a chance to work with facial structures very often. So, guys, if you like this episode, big thumbs up for Jenny. And hit that subscribe button because we try to bring you very interesting episodes of how movement gets thrown off from all the events and procedures in our lives. If you happen to be a professional and you'd like to learn more about bridging, we have a new cohort starting this fall, and the information will be on the website. And if you have a need for taking a look at pain or ear coordination, we're in the Chicago area, just north of the city, and we are also able to do virtual sessions. So see you in the next episode. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.